Hello, welcome to a brand new video, and in this video it is a review on Doctor Who Series 2, and as you can tell I am joined by my very own little TARDIS. So in this series 2 is over 40, there's 14 episodes in this series, in this Blu-ray set, which is The Christmas Nation, New Earth, Teeth and Claw, School Reunion, Girl in the Fireplace, Rise of Simon, Age of Steel, Idiot's Lantern, The Impossible Planet, Satan's Pit, Love and Monsters, Fear Her, Army of Ghosts, and Doomsday. So, talking it off, Christmas Invasion, I have to say, is a 2 out of 10 for me. And I'm sorry to put this episode so down in this list, but the Doctor spends most of the time sitting in bed while the cigarettes are invading Earth. He only comes around in the TARDIS when Mickey drops a pot of tea and it wakes the Doctor up. But after that scene, it's the Doctor's back. It's pretty good, but most of the episode, the Doctor's pretty much in bed, and it's very, very boring. There. So the next episode is straight into New Earth and a hospital run by cat people. Pretty good. It's a good story, full of other human diseases. They've infected their patients, the cat people. I love the line when they go, "Who needs arms when you got claws?" Tennant is on the roll as the 10th incarnation of the Doctor in this, but there again, it is ruined by Rose's love for the Doctor. Even though the scene is where you got Cassandra inside Rose, and it's a bit of Cassandra and Rose kissing Tennant, Doctor. If it was just Cassandra and Tennant, I wouldn't really mind, but with Rose, it's worse, because it infatuates her love for the Doctor a lot in this series. And it's just, even though some of the episodes do not focus on that, some episodes do, this is one of the episodes that kind of do. So the next episode is Teeth and Claw, and it's a very, very good historic story. So we've got a werewolf in the Victorian times, an alien werewolf, Queen Victoria. Tennant and Rose seems to be having a blast, and it's actually a pretty good story. This episode is a 10 out of 10, and I'm sorry, New Earth is a 5 out of 10. This episode, Teeth and Claw, is an actual 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for Teeth and Claw. It's such a fantastic story, and I find it pretty good to rewatch, and I will rewatch this one again at some point. It's such a good story. Teeth and Claw, it's amazing. I absolutely love Teeth and Claw. So straight on to the next episode, which is School Reunion, and this episode again is another 10 out of 10. We've got the return of Sarah Jane Smith from the classic series. We have K9's return as well. We have a new alien race called the Carrier Knights. Everything is brilliant in this episode apart from Rose's jealousy of Sarah Jane. There's a little scene in that episode where Rose is having a go at Sarah Jane, saying no wonder space was a bit too much before, yeah. It's just such a bad line, and seeing Rose jealous, it just proves how much that she's jealous, because the Doctor has had other companions instead of her being the only one. Such a bad. This is why I don't like Rose in this series. She goes, like in this story, she goes from jealousy. In the next episode, again, it's like jealousy. She's jealous of Madame de Pompadour in some scenes, especially in the Girl in the Fireplace, which has got a spaceship run by clockwork droids, cutting up human beings, replacing human eyes. There's like a human eye inside a camera. You got a human heart kicked up to a wire of a spaceship. Yeah, it's a good story. It's a really good story. Girl in the Fireplace is an 8 out of 10 for me. Another good historian one, but set on a spaceship with window gap portals into the 19th century French, or is it 18th century French? One of the two. It is such a good story, but not the best one. So going into a 10 out of 10 in this two-parter, we have a completely new surprise in this. We have a completely new design for the Cybermen. This is a parallel universe of Cybermen created by John Lunick. So we kind of have, so at this point in the show, we kind of have like two versions of the Cybermen. We've got the parallel Cybermen, and we have our normal version that we've seen in the classic series, and then they'll come back at some point in the Matt Smith era. So the parallel universe ones, the John Lunick ones, I should say, are pretty good. A good design. I do love John Lunick's design of the Cybermen, but the Cyber Controller, when John Lunick becomes the Cyber Controller, I have to say I love this Cyber Controller a lot more than I do for the Tomb and Attack of the Cybermen Cyber Controller from Tomb of the Cybermen and Attack of the Cybermen from 1967 and 1968. No, sorry. 1967 and 1985 for the Attack of the Cybermen and Tomb of the Cybermen. I do prefer the Cybercontroller because it's literally like all like the John Luke ones, but with a brain inside. You can actually see the brain cast. It is such a fantastic and amazing design for the Cybermen. It is such a powerful design of the Cybermen as well. So going into the Julius Lantern, and I have to say this is a 4 out of 10. This one is pretty boring for me to watch. I've done it, I got through it all. There's an alien creature called the Wire. She steals people's faces. Again, you can see when she steals Rose's face, you can see the Doctor, you can tell the Doctor's in love with Rose by when he goes Rose and her face has disappeared because the Wires swallowed it whole. But this story is an actual 4 out of 10 for me. It's really, really dull, really, really boring, and there's not really much for me to say about this one. It doesn't just wow me as much as other episodes have done. So going into the next episode, into the next two-parter, which is the Impossible Planet and Satan's Pit, and I have to say this two-parter is a 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 for the two-parter. So what can I say about this one? We got the Ood, we got the Beast, we got humans stuck on a planet orbiting a black hole, which turns out to be a prison for the Beast, or should I say Satan, because it's actually called Satan's Pit, and it's actually called, in our philosophy, it's called Satan. I can say it's just a brilliant story. I love rewatching this amazing two-part story. The Ood are amazing. It is pretty glad they got a better story in Series 4 though. Series 4, they did a lot better in Series 4 than I think they're doing this two-part, because the Beast infectious them. They're using the translator as a murder weapon when they throw it and electrocutes their heads. It's such a good episode, that one is. The two-part is such a fantastic two-part, and both episodes are 10 out of 10. So going into the next one, which is Love and Monsters. Again, there's not really much to say about this one. It's just like, it's all it is literally about this guy Leighton, and he just talks into a camera about his time when he encountered the Doctor when he was a kid, and then he encounters the Doctor again when he's chasing after the Hoyks. Especially there's a little good scene in there where you got the Hoyks, the Doctor and Rose, when you got Rose with the bucket, chucks it over him and goes, and then you got that scene where they're literally just running over the corridors. It's pretty funny, that one screaming. But the rest of the episode is pretty dull. The only good thing about this, I have to say, is the design of the Suberloft. The Suberloft is such a good design. I really think it should come back, but this time as in a much more better story. This story, it just doesn't handle them really well. It's just such a bad story, it really is. To Love and Monsters, it's really such dull. Again, with the next story with Fear Her, all it is about a little alien seed pod crashes into the Earth, and then this kind of like flower design attaches itself to a human called Chloe Webbing, and she draws people vanishes into her drawing. She even draws the Doctor and the TARDIS again. The only good thing about the story is the Olympic torch from 2012. It's set in London times in 2012, and there again, it's just such. There's not really much to say about this one. It doesn't. It's just boring all the way through. It's literally, it's Lantern, Love and Monsters, and Fear Her really bring this series down an awful lot. And the same with New Earth and the Christmas Invasion. They just bring this series down an awful lot. And then leading into the final two-parter story, which is Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. And Army of Ghosts builds up on a lot of stuff. You got Ghosts start turning into Cybermen. You got Martha Jones's cousin, who later on, if you haven't seen Series 3 yet, and it's a spoiler, Martha Jones becomes the Doctor's companion in the next series, which I will be rewatching soon, and then do a review on that series as well. The Cybermen are brilliant still. John Luke's Cybermen are back in this from a parallel universe. Of course, we got the cult of Skaro, which is Dalek Set, Dalek Frey, Dalek Josh, and Dalek Khan. We got the Genesis Arc, and of course, this is Rose Tyler's last story. And I think the two parts. How can I say this? Army of Ghosts is a 10 out of 10. Doomsday, 6 out of 10. Doomsday drops an awful lot in this point. because it's just such... The battle between the Daleks and Cybermen are really, really good. I really think the Daleks and Cybermen should battle a lot more. Here, BBC, if you're watching this, or Christian or whoever is watching this video, have a Dalek Cyber War. Dalek Cyber War. That would be more interesting to do at some point and to see in the show. But Doomsday... Oh, what can I actually say about Doomsday? It's just... The ending's quite good though. You got with Catherine Tate coming into it and leading into the next story, which is the Runaway Bride. But this series, as I said, is a downer. You got a few 10 out of 10 episodes. You got the rest are literally the worst ones to ever watch in this series. Is the Christmas Invasion, New Earth, The Idiot's Lantern, Love and Monsters, and Fear Her. But the ones that are good, which is Teeth and Claws, Score Reunion, Girl in the Fireplace, Rise of the Cybermen, and Age of Steel. And then the Impossible Planet and Satan's Pit and Army of Ghosts. That saves the series from... It doesn't save the series that much. It's still my least favourite series of Doctor Who. It's literally my least favourite series, and there's nothing that can save it now after rewatching it. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you all have a good day. And this is my review on Series 2. I'd like to know in the comments what your thoughts on this series. How is it? Is it your favourite series, or is it your worst favourite series like mine is? There's so many good series that coming up in this review series. I'm going to be rewatching them and then do a review. It's just this series 2. I have to say it's the least favourite series at all. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a good day and just carry on being amazing human beings like the Doctor always says we are.